How different does this offense look with Deshaun Watson?
I think it's a lot more shotgun, right? I mean, I think that's the obvious thing. I think bringing in a guy like Bill Musgrave is interesting because when he was at Cal, a lot of shotgun, a lot of 11 personnel. I think they'll explore that. I still think Kevin has a penchant for some of the heavier personnel and doing some funky things with that, spreading out 3 tight ends. You know, we see Kyle Shanahan do that too. So I think he still likes to do that stuff. But I think he'll explore more with 11 personnel and just opening things up for Deshaun Watson. And the reality is, when Deshaun Watson's your quarterback, he's going to hold the football. And you just sort of have to function. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the same way. You just have to function within that reality and get your offensive line, you know, make sure they're blocking longer, get them ready for that. I thought that was an issue in the final 6 games. They had to change the way they blocked, really, in a lot of ways. So I think we're going to see like I said, a more spread offense, and pace, I think, is going to be different. They're going to run more hurry up. They're going to be quicker. They're going to try and let Deshaun do some things at the line. So there's a lot of things they can explore still.
It also sounds, and I'm sure we'll hear, Kevin Stefanski's talking here at the Combine tomorrow. I'm sure we'll hear more about this. It certainly sounds like he and Deshaun are exchanging ideas. They're tied together at the hip, and that's what, I mean, you need that. That's the head coach and the quarterback on successful teams are tied at the hip, and if you get good ones, they're there for a decade.
And look, the reality for Kevin Stefanski is this. Deshaun Watson, they gave up 3 first-round picks and more, and they guaranteed him $230 million. So you have to figure out a way to make that work. Deshaun Watson's not going anywhere. If he starts to sour on Kevin Stefanski, then now you're in trouble. Now you got to start reworking this offense, and that's when Kevin ends up on the hot seat a little bit. So he's got to be open to Deshaun Watson's ideas. You know, he's kind of got the power in this situation, if you will. So I think he's going to be very open-minded with Deshaun, and I think that's a good thing because it takes Kevin out of his comfort zone a little bit too.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're paying a guy that much money, you better find a way to showcase him and make his skill set kind of shine.
And it affects the way you build the roster, right? You can't spend as much money elsewhere. Even if you redo that cap number, you still are paying him a lot of money. So, you know, it's got to be about Deshaun Watson. That's what your offense is built around, and that's a good problem to have. That's why when you identify a guy that you think is an elite quarterback and you want to pay him, that's fine. That's the problem you want to have. You want to have it costs $200.
I mean, how long has it been since you have had one here that you considered a franchise quarterback? You know, either have one or you're looking for one, and the Browns feel like they found one.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would have been great if Baker Mayfield would have developed into that guy, right? If he would have been the guy you were paying $200 million or whatever the number would have been. You know, Joe Burrow is going to get paid a ton of money probably this offseason. That's the problem you want to have because it means you finally have your guy.